Hello, hello. So it's book haul time because it's a book month and that's all we do. That's the only videos we film during book months is book hauls. So got 3 stacks here. Let's get into it. First we got some manga. I do have the first volume of Dead Man Wonderland, which I do own. This is a series I'm collecting. This was in a lot of manga. So I do already have the first one. I have the first 4 technically. I've read the first 3, but I do have this. Also have The God's Lie by Kaori Ozaki, which it looks like it's like a one-off, just 1 volume, which would be nice. Sometimes, you know, like getting into all these series and like there are currently 29 manga series that I'm like collecting and reading, and that's like a little excessive, but it's nice to get a one-off. I don't know what it's about though. Then I have Jujutsu Kaisen number 9. I don't really care about this one. This was, again, all 3 of these are from the same manga lot. I've read a couple volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't really care about it all that much. I think I'm past the stage of my life where I'm into this kind of manga. I'm not really a shonen girl anymore. I was in high school. I'm not anymore. Then I got a book that I've been looking forward to for a long time. So I read a book by this author a couple years ago. It was one of my favorite books of the year. And this one is one I've been very interested in because it's about like analog horror. So we got like VHS stuff going on. That's Universal Harvester by John Darnielle, which takes place in the 90s, and it's about this like video store clerk, and there's like something weird going on with the tapes. I used to be really good about taking off the protective wrap that ex-library copies have, but I just haven't been recently, so I think it's just gonna end up waiting until I read the book and then I'll take it off, because like I like to have it off, but I've been bad about that. But I do have this. I'm very excited about it. Next, I have a book that I've been very interested in for a long time. It is called Docile by K.M. Subhara, which is about this like it's like a futuristic world, and these people are basically paid to be like sex slaves, basically. That's what they are. And they like take this drug and stuff like that. This is unfortunately an ARC. Sometimes when you order some thrift books, you get an ARC, and this came out in 2020. But no, I'm excited about it because I've been interested in it for a long time. I remember reading about it on a like a LitHub article in or Electric Reads article in like probably in 2020. So I'm excited about it. Next, I have Sex, Drugs, and Cocoa Puffs by Chuck Klosterman. He is a pop culture writer. He's from North Dakota. I read his book Fargo Rock City, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But this is a low culture manifesto, which is about stuff like sex, drugs, and Cocoa Puffs. So like about the stuff that that's not seen as like highbrow, which I'm interested in. I'm interested in it. Next, I got a couple books by the same author under 2 different names, because between publishing the one and between publishing the 2 of them, they did transition. Oh, so they're by Elliot Wake, who first published under Leah Rader. This is Unteachable. I have read Unteachable. I read it on my Kindle. But I wanted a physical copy because I just don't like stuff on my Kindle. I don't know. I just never take it as seriously, and so I'm interested to reread this. Unfortunately, this is like a trope that I'm not a big fan of. I don't like the teacher-student stuff. I didn't when I was a student, and I don't when I'm a teacher. I think it's just gross. But really good author, so I would like to give it another shot. I know I didn't dislike it, but I'm interested to reread it. The other one is Bad Boy, and this is under Elliot Wake. Again, with the library wrap, I used to be really good about taking it off, but I just haven't been. I used to, like, as soon as I got books, I would take off the library wrap, but I just haven't been. But I'm excited about this. This kind of all of Wake's books kind of fall into the same universe, and you can tell because Black Iris Cam Girl and Bad Boy all look exactly the same. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna be after I read this, when I put it on my shelves, I'm probably gonna put under W on like the art. Like that's what I even did that for like the Stephen King Bachman stuff. So I think I'm just gonna have to, just for my own peace of mind. But no, I'm excited about it. Next, I have a book that was clearly kind of trying to capitalize off of Beartown. I'm sorry, like I wouldn't have said this if it wasn't for the font and the cover. That's Michigan versus the Boys by Carrie S. Allen. I love Beartown, and I love books that are like Beartown, so I'm interested in it. But this is about a girl who's like women's hockey team gets shut down, so she joins the boys team, and lots of stuff happens. But yeah, this is the same. It's the same. So yeah. Then I've got This is a Heck, Where the Bad Kids Go, book 1 by somebody. There's no dust jacket, so I can't even tell. Dale E. Basie. So, looks interesting. Then, Final Place to Sack These, Confessions of a Mask by Yukio Mishima, which is about, this one looks really interesting. It's about this, I think he's a high schooler who is kind of like realizing that he's gay, and he's got a lot of like weird like urges, and he's just really uncomfortable with himself, and it looks so good. It looks so good. Then again with the cling wrap, Family Storms by V.C. Andrews. This is the first book in a series that I have the second book of. I don't have the first one, so I had to get this one. Same with this next one. We got The Wild One by Melinda Metz, which is a Roswell book. Yeah. And then I got some more How to Train Your Dragon. I got How to Cheat a Dragon's Curse, which is book 4. Then I got a book that is, this one just looked interesting. So like I was going through my thrift books wishlist because I was like purging it, and I was ordering quite a few of the books on there too, I'm not gonna lie. But this book just looked interesting, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll learn shorthand. It's just a book of like teaching you how to write shorthand. Which just looks interesting. It just reminds me of The Marvelous Miss Maisel, I'm not gonna lie, but it looked interesting, so I'm like, fuck it. Next, I got a book that is no longer published under this title. It's now published under Melissa. That is George by Alex Gino, which, you know, had a lot of controversy. It came out, was one of the first, you know, children's books about this subject. But I'm interested. I never read it, but now I have it. Next, we got some more manga. This one was not with the lot. The other ones were. This first one, The Promised Neverland, Volume 1. Heard a lot about this. Vaguely intrigued. I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, keep going after this first volume, but that is what we will decide, I suppose. And then we've got some more that were in that lot that had the 3 that I talked about earlier. We got another Jujutsu Kaisen. We got number 10. We got 2 volumes of Haikyuu. We got 1 and 3. Haikyuu is a series that I used to collect, but then I kind of fell off around volume 10. I got rid of all my volumes of Haikyuu. So, you know, it'll be fun to reread these. I did like the earlier volumes a lot more than I like the later ones. Just somewhere along the line, I just kind of got bored with it. Then we also got the two books that I was most excited about from the lot, which are the first 2 volumes of Mob Psycho 100. So that's going to be fun. Then another How to Train Your Dragon. We got number 5, How to Twist a Dragon's Tail. That's exciting. We got Pygmy by Chuck Palahniuk. I've been picking up more Palahniuk novels lately, and I'm realizing that he's, like, I used to really like Palahniuk. He's still good, but, like, Ellis is better, so that's where I'm at with him. Then, speaking of Dead Man Wonderland, here is volume 4, so now this is my continuation on with Dead Man Wonderland. I am interested in this series. I think it's really fun. I think it's a fun series. It's messed up, but, like, it's fun. Then I'm currently kind of collecting all these Oz books. We got Glinda of Oz. Again, I wish, I say this every time I hold up one of these, I wish I was getting like the pretty versions, but like these, I really mostly just want to read them. And these ones are literally like $4 a piece. So there's that. I got Tangerine by Edward Bloor, which looks interesting. This is always brought up when people are talking about the books that like fuck them up in elementary school, and so I'm interested in reading it because I never did when I was in elementary school. So there's that. We also got The Mighty. This is the movie cover. This is Freak the Mighty. Again, this is a book that people talk about when they're talking about books that fuck them up in elementary school. It was also a movie with, I believe, is that a Culkin brother? I don't even know. No, I don't think it is. Nope, it is. It's Kieran Culkin. It's a Culkin. So there's that. Then we've got the first 3 volumes of The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You by Rikito Nakamura, which looks sketchy. Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. So there's that. We got The 100 by Cass Morgan. I remember watching this show, like not all of it, but part of it, like maybe the first season. I maybe watched the first season. And so here's the book. I heard that the book was worse than the movie. I heard that the book was worse, but you know, we'll see. And then again, with the cling wrap, Ghosts of the Shadow Market. I have recently been like reading some of this woman's books again. Like I used to read them in high school, and I'm like, what crack did she put in these? Because Jesus Christ. But yeah, that is a book haul. There will be another one before the month's out, I'm sure. It is what, the 17th? It's the 17th? It's the 17th. it's a book month, you know. So there'll be more, but that is where we're at right now. That's everything. I'll talk to you later, and goodbye.